5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 548 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. A new week begins. We're smack dab in the middle of July. And welcome, guys, to the slowest week of the year. That's right, the least amount of action in the entire sports betting calendar. Again, we can hope and pray and wait for football, or we can try to make the most of this quiet week here, because we got the Home Run Derby tonight. We got the All-Star Game tomorrow night, and it was kind of surprising to me. The All-Star Game, I was looking at the total under 7.5, but it's actually 7.5 over minus 120, so a little juice to the over. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But we do have the Home Run Derby tonight, and I do have a play on the Home Run Derby for you. So I'm going to focus on a bet that has cashed for me last couple years. So we're going to see if we can continue to cash one here for tonight. And it doesn't matter who does it. It's just got to happen from someone. Someone's got to produce this bet. It doesn't matter who it is. So you might be knowing where I'm leaning here for this one, but I'll talk to you about it here in a second. It has to do with the weather. It has to do with the market. And again, a little bit of action on the Home Run Derby, putting a unit on it, see if we can go 1-0. That, of course, is the goal. But then, mentioning how this is the quiet and, most quiet and really slowest and most boring week of the year. There's really nothing to bet on. You got the All-Star break. Again, you have the Derby tonight. You got the game tomorrow. But then Wednesday and Thursday, there's no MLB whatsoever. Yeah, you want to dabble in WNBA. Again, I used to be a bit of a WNBA bettor, but, kind of didn't have a great edge and haven't really bet on it here in quite a while. But I tip my cap to anyone who's still grinding WNBA. I know Rhythm does have some great WNBA models you guys can take advantage of. But really, we'll have a bet for today. We'll probably have a bet for the All-Star Game. And then, I don't know what we're going to do Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe that'll be just, talk bankroll management concepts, or maybe we'll take it off. Who knows? But this is a week where if you are on vacation or got something to do, or you're too busy to sweat some games, that's okay. It's the slowest week of the year. And I always think of the All-Star break, guys, as smack dab middle of the summer. I always think about the Sandlot when the fireworks are on, and the catcher grabs the hot dog and he's running under to the game under the lights. But it also reminds you that once you get through the All-Star break and you get back to MLB, it really means football's right around the corner. So you're looking at, again, before you know it, we'll be back to sweating, dogs plus 3.5, or whatever sharp contrarian plays are available to us. So really, you turn the page and get ready for football once the All-Star break is over. But I don't just have one bet for tonight, guys. I do have a play on the Home Run Derby, and it's a little different this year. There's different rules. But I also have 2 awards that I want to share with you, because I bet 2 MLB awards. Is it MVP? Is it Cy Young? Is it Rookie of the Year? Well, there's 2 of them. I got one for the Cy Young. Is it AL or NL? Stay tuned. I got one for Rookie of the Year. AL, NL. Again, you're going to have to stay tuned. But as I was writing my daily article for VSiN.com, which I do every day, I was like, okay, what am I going to write about? And typically what I do and I've been doing this for a while, I've been working at VSiN since 2019, the Home Run Derby, it's really hard to break down where sharp money's leaning, because some of these numbers are hard to find, and it's a bit of a crapshoot in terms of who's going to win, how many homers. It's very difficult to cash. But if you look at what you can talk about, what you can think about is, hey, maybe there are some bets there in the awards market that are offering some value. So it's not Ohtani to win MVP. He's minus 10,000. No reason to bet that. That's like Mendoza going first overall. But a couple of these bets, I wrote about all of the categories for VSiN.com. Again, you can always check out the sharp reports at Josh_insights. I tweet them every day. But I have a couple bets here where I was looking at, okay, who's in first, who's the favorite, who's the runner-up, where the bet split's at. And then there's this one player in particular that I thought there was a really interesting nugget that I think means he's hopefully going to win this thing for us. So one's a very short favorite number, one's a short dog number. But I do have 2 awards bets that I'll share with you, and you can join me or not. It's up to you. And then we will have a bet here on the Home Run Derby here for tonight. Now, looking back to the weekend, guys, hope everyone had a great weekend. Nice way to end the the All-Star, or kind of go into the All-Star break. If you read the Sharp Reports or got the best bet picks from Juice Reel, you were able to go 2-1 on Saturday, 2-1 on Sunday. So nice little winning weekend there. And I had a great weekend because we brought my daughter, who is 3 months old, almost 4 months old, brought her down into Boston. We went to the New England Aquarium. She went by Faneuil Hall. We had a great time. It was pretty hot, but it was pretty awesome. Having a good dinner and watching the fireworks and Margot's first trip to downtown Boston. That was a lot of fun. So hope you guys had a lot of fun. And again, let's see if we can make the most of the slowest week of the year. So I want to start off with the Home Run Derby because, again, I see every year people betting on who's going to win the Home Run Derby. You can do head-to-head matchups. You can do over/under home runs by each guy. I'll just tell you guys, I used to be one of those young bucks who would bet this guy to win it, that guy to win it. But I learned over time that it really is a crapshoot. It's hard to predict. The favorite doesn't always win it. Sometimes it's someone you're not expecting. So I'm just saying to myself, I really don't have an edge on who's going to win it here for tonight. So I'm thinking, okay, what are the ways we can capitalize on this bet without just throwing darts and saying, oh, I need the action. There's the only thing on is the Derby, so we got to bet on the Derby. So I'm just going to throw a dart with no thought process behind it. I know Schwarber, obviously, huge home run hitter. He is the favorite tonight. The Home Run Derby is at Citizens Bank Ballpark, so it's his home ballpark. He's plus 270. Junior Caminero is second runner-up. Best odds plus 340. Murakami plus 650. Jordan Walker plus 700. Caglione plus 800. Bryce Harper plus 900. Ben Rice plus 950. Wilson Contreras plus 1500. So there's 8 guys. You think you have a 1 in 8 chance to pick who's going to win it all, but then think of it the other way. You're 7 of 8 chance to not pick the right guy. So I'm going to bypass on who's going to win it, and I'm going to focus on, as I mentioned before, a bet that has cashed for me in the last couple years. And what I've been focusing on is the distance of the longest home run. And what I like to do is kind of approach this bet similar to the hot dog eating contest. Now, if you remember, back on 4th of July, feels like forever ago. It's only barely a little bit more than a week ago. We were talking about how that under with Joey Chestnut over and under hot dogs kept getting juiced under. So it was 73.5, got down to 72.5, ended up closing at 70.5. There was great steam on the under. It never let up. So the market was always leaning liability under. He ended up with 66 hot dogs. So we were able to cash that bet partly just from by reading the market, respecting the line movement, understanding where the juice liability was, and kind of seeing which direction the wind was blowing. Now, for the longest home run odds, kind of looking at the same thing here. Now, what I like about this bet is it doesn't matter who does it. It can be anybody. It can be Schwarber, Caminero, Murakami, Walker, Caglione, Harper, Ben Rice, Wilson Contreras. We basically can bet on everybody. And we just have to have the over or under longest home run go over 485.5 feet. Now, the reason why I like this bet, over 485.5, is that number one, the betting market has shown liability on the over. Now, when I woke up this morning and I looked at DraftKings, the over-under was 484.5. So, again, someone's got to hit it 485 to cash that bet. But when I woke up, it was over 484.5 minus 120. Now, as I'm recording the pod, right before I hit record, it got juiced up over 484.5 minus 125. So the juice is rising on the over. Then I'm, of course, always trying to compare other books to each other, see if there's an outlier book. Like if you remember, at the time for the 4th of July, we were able to get Joey Chestnut 73.5 under, minus 130 at, who was it, Caesars, when everyone else was 72.5, 71.5. Now, there isn't a huge discrepancy, but this is what jumped out to me. DraftKings right now is over 484.5 minus 125. That is the lowest number on the board. Every other book, and I'm in Massachusetts, so I have like 6 or 7 books, is leaning liability over. So DK is over 484.5 minus 125. Fanatics is over 484.5 minus 135. Caesars is over 484.5 minus 140. BetMGM is over 485.5 minus 110. And the score is over 485.5 minus 120. So every book is basically, wind blowing, lick your finger, hold it up in the air. The wind is blowing toward the over because it's all 484.5 juiced over or even 485.5 and juiced over as well. So that's my first indicator here, that all liability movement is on this over. My second reason to bet this over 484.5, and actually I was able to use an odds boost. I was debating, do I lay the over 484.5 minus 125 at DraftKings? That is the best number. I got down on BetMGM. They offered me a home run derby odds boost over 485.5. It was minus 110. I got it down to minus 105. So I gave up a foot, but I was able to save a bunch of juice, like 20 cents of juice. So that's what I'm riding. BetMGM with the boost over 485.5, minus 105. Again, we got to have somebody hit it 486 or more. So market liability juiced over. Try to take advantage if you have BetMGM of the odds boost. Here's my second reason why I like the over. We have a new format tonight. Now, if you've been paying attention, basically the new format is there's no clock anymore. So if you've been watching the last few home run derbies, you would see that there would be a time clock. I forgot what it was. Was it 2 minutes? Again, you could have as many pitches as you want within that 2-minute time frame. Well, that is no more. There's no more clock, and instead, you just get the number of swings. So I forgot the total number of swings. I think it's 20 swings or something. I could be off. Maybe it's 30. Maybe it's 25. I think it's around 20. But the reason why I think that that's a benefit to the longest home run is that it gives the players and the hitters more time to reload, rest, and then go right back at it. Because when you're with a clock, just psychologically as a human, the clock's counting down. You feel that anxiety of the clock counting down. That means you go faster. When the clock is removed and it's just pitches, you can take your time. You can step out of the box. You can take a deep breath. You can readjust your batting gloves. You can get right back in there, take a deep breath, power up, load up, and then crush each home run. Now, maybe I'm overblowing this. Maybe it doesn't have the effect that I think it does. But I just feel like psychologically, if you're playing home run derby with your buddies, and you have a 2-minute clock, I used to do this all the time. We always played wiffle ball home run derby, and it was in my front yard, and we'd hit toward the house. And if you hit it over the house, it was a homer. If you hit the roof, it was a triple. Side, whatever. Thankfully, never broke a window. My dad would have killed us. But whole thought there is, if you're in the All-Star home run derby, and you're tied to a clock, it's just psychologically that you're gonna have to, go faster to get it all in within the 2 minutes. Now that there's no clock, again, I feel like that is a way to relax more. And if you can relax more, it's almost like in baseball when there wasn't a pitch clock. Like it took much longer, but you saw really high velocity because guys could, deep breath, load up, and then really just chuck it. Maybe that could benefit here the home runs with the lack of a clock, more time to rest between pitches, more time to reload. Hopefully that gives you your energy. So that's my second reason. So the market's juiced over, no clock. My third angle here is the weather. Yes, the weather. This is a very important. We're going to get back to betting football here before you know it, and get back to those windy unders. When the wind blows 10 miles per hour or more, the under in the NFL, I think it's like 56% the last decade. Don't worry about that. We're not there yet. But if you're betting an over or you're betting a guy to hit a home run, what do you want? You want good weather with the wind blowing out. And that's exactly what we have tonight. So I want to give a shout out to Kevin Roth. It's at Kevin Roth WX on Twitter. He does a great job. He used to be with Roto Grinders. I think he's independent now, or maybe he's created his own website. But he had a great tweet that made me more confident to play this over 485.5. His tweet was, quote, "If only we knew exactly how much the weather matters for tonight's home run derby. ... Oh, wait, we do. Overcast," I think that's his name of his new site, Overcast, shows some very solid hitting weather tonight. Enjoy. And then he's got a little graphic here, and basically it says 8 o'clock, Citizens Bank Ballpark, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 82 degrees with 6-mile-per-hour winds blowing out to right center. So versus this park, the home run percentage is 13% higher than other parks. It's 22% higher than all of MLB. So basically that's another cherry on top. When you're building a case, you're trying to make a bet. You're not trying to throw a dart. We're trying to, again, have the market tell us it's liability over. Doing our own handicapping, yes, you could say. Lack of clock. Again, rest, reload. Hopefully hit longer home runs. And then the third reason is the weather. Now, it's not 20 miles per hour blowing out to dead center, but it's a good 82 degrees. I think that's a good number because, number one, it's not 90, it's not 100. If it's really hot, then you get sweaty and maybe you don't hit it as far. 82 degrees is like a perfect temperature. 6-mile-per-hour winds. It's not 10 or 20, but it's blowing out to right field. So you got a lot of lefties here: Schwarber, Murakami, Caglione, Harper, Ben Rice. A lot of lefties who could really just crush it and hook it and pull it to right field, and hopefully, and again, or you got a couple righties here like Caminero, as well as Jordan Walker and Wilson Contreras, who could also crush one. So we have good weather, wind blowing out. We have liability over in the market, and we have no clock, which hopefully means you're rested and reloaded and you can crush it. So all of that combined together, I'm sweating the longest home run over 485.5 feet. Again, if you want to get the best number per se, you're going to pay more juice, but you could get over 484.5 minus 125 at DK. I saved some juice. I used the BetMGM promo. I got over 485.5 down to minus 105. But long story short, let's get someone to hit 486. And I was also reading this article from ESPN, and I stumbled on an angle here. They were fielding, or they were talking to a lot of different baseball experts at ESPN, and the question was, who will hit the longest home run of the night and how far? Jeff Passan said Jack Caglione, 486. That would cash this by the skin of our teeth. Schoenfeld, Caminero, 489. Buster Olney, Schwarber, 511. Rogers, Caglione, 506. Castillo, Schwarber, 492. So these are the baseball experts. They're all saying the longest one will be 486 up to, into the low 500s. We just need one of them to go 486 or more. But that's my play for tonight. Over 485.5 minus 105. Now, to a couple awards. Just want to mention this because, again, we got a slow week. And hopefully the beauty of playing a futures bet is that you got to have some patience. You got to have liquidity in the bankroll. But you bet it now, you cash it later. It's always nice when you can cash it later. So I wanted to just mention all these awards quickly and then give you two bets that I thought were worthy of betting. Let's start with the AL MVP, and all this data comes from BetMGM, the odds as well as the bet splits. Leader for AL MVP, Yordan Alvarez. He's minus 160. He's leading in pretty much the entire Triple Crown, have an incredible year. Aaron Judge was the leader for much of the year, but he got hurt, so he's off the board. Now, I'm not betting this one. Alvarez, minus 160. Feels like he's probably going to win this thing. But I would respect Junior Caminero, plus 450. He plays the field. Alvarez is just a DH. He's got great numbers, and he plays for the team with the best record in the American League. So, if you're looking for maybe a quote-unquote value play, Caminero, plus 450, not a bad idea. You want to lay chalk with Alvarez, that's fine too. I really didn't want to do either. I didn't touch it. But here's one of the first two bets that I made. AL Cy Young. I got Cam Schlittler. I was able to find Cam Schlittler plus 125 at the Score. The reason why I like Schlittler, it's really a two-man race. There's no one else other than Schlittler, who at BetMGM is plus 115, and with BetMGM, Dylan Cease is plus 140. So you got two guys sub plus 150. No one else is even a plus 1,000 or less. I went and got down on Schlittler because he's got more wins than Cease. He's got the better ERA. He's second in strikeouts. Cease does have more strikeouts. But a lot of this has to do with the ticket count. Low bets, higher dollars. Because Schlittler at BetMGM is getting 8% of tickets, 19% of the money. You look at Cease, 6% of the tickets, 10% of the money. So Schlittler has the better ERA, more wins. He's right behind him in strikeouts. But he's got a sharper low bets, higher dollar split at BetMGM. He's made more starts, 20 versus Cease's 17. And he plays for a team with a better record. With the Yankees second place in the American League, second best record. Blue Jays fifth worst record. So if you tell me like Cease with a little more plus money, I get it. They're neck and neck. But Schlittler has the way sharper low bets, higher dollar split. And his stats are better. He's made more starts, and he plays for a better team. So I took a shot on Schlittler. Again, shop around because at BetMGM he's plus 115. He is plus 110 at Caesars, plus 125 at FanDuel, plus 125 at the Score, plus 120 at DK, plus 120 at Ballybet, plus 125 at Fanatics. So I bet it at the Score at plus 125. So I am taking a shot on Cam Schlittler. AL Rookie of the Year, Kevin McGonigal, minus 250. He's a pretty big favorite here. He is pretty much the odds-on favorite. Of course, the next guy is Murakami. He's plus 700. I didn't touch this. McGonigal looks like he's going to get it. He's got the highest number of tickets, 25%, 32% dollars. Murakami, he was injured, but if he really turns it on, maybe that gets a little closer. But minus 250 for McGonigal was a little bit too high for me. And Murakami, he's had a great year, but we'll see with that injury how he plays. So I didn't touch it, but McGonigal of the Tigers is the favorite. NL MVP, it's Shohei Ohtani. He's minus 10,000. I don't even have to tell you, just his numbers are incredible, both on the mound as well as at bat. He's got an incredible bet split, 7% bets, 40% dollars. Problem here, guys, is he's way too expensive to bet, minus 10,000. He's going to win it. He was minus 105 to start, so maybe you just bet him, prior to opening day. That's the only chance you're going to get with a guy like Ohtani. NL Cy Young. I didn't play this either, but this is interesting because Mizorowski is minus 500. Guy's incredible. ERA of 1.62. He's throwing the ball like 107 miles per hour. Bet split, 9% tickets, 20% handle. But here's the thing. Is there an injury concern here? Mizorowski's minus 500, but he is getting scratched from the All-Star game, and he just got scratched from his first start after the All-Star game. So if he's out, and when you're throwing the ball 107 miles per hour, I don't know if anyone's arm can last that long. So if you're looking for a value play, Christopher Sanchez, he's going to start the All-Star game. He's plus 700. But one guy I would kind of think about is Zach Wheeler. He's plus 2,000, but he's 10-1 with a 2.13 ERA, and he got really pissed off because he didn't make the All-Star team, even though he had great numbers. And then they said, "Oh, you want to be a replacement?" He said, "No, screw you. You didn't want to get me." Again, I kind of respect that. So is he so mad that he's going to prove everybody wrong and plus 2,000? Again, if Mizorowski's healthy, he's going to win this thing, but there's a question about his health. Zach Wheeler, not a bad dark horse play there. But here is my second bet. Again, Schlittler, plus 125, Cy Young. My other bet, guys, NL Rookie of the Year, J.J. Weatherholt, minus 155. J.J. Weatherholt, he has got some good numbers, hitting 259, 13 homers, 36 RBIs. It's kind of a two-man race. The guy closest to him would be Sal Stewart, the slugger first baseman of the Reds. He's plus 280. But what really got me, and the other angle here is Connor Griffin, Pirates stud shortstop. He had a ton of bets and dollars, 16% bets, 34% money, but he just got hurt, placed on the 60-day DL, so he's pretty much done. It's really between Weatherholt and Sal Stewart. And here's why I got down on Weatherholt. Minus 155. Now, he's minus 155 at BetMGM, that's where I bet it. Minus 155 DK, minus 155 Fanatics. He's minus 160 at FanDuel on the score. He's minus 167 at Ballybet. And Caesars, what are you doing? He's minus 200 at Caesars. Don't bet him at Caesars. But I bet Weatherholt minus 155. I can tell you, the Red Sox played a series. I'm a Red Sox fan. I watch every game, even though what's crazy is they're hot as you-know-what right now. They've won, 9 straight? They're, 14-2 their last 16. It's unbelievable. But I do remember watching, and the other thing is I have MLB TV, so if I bet on the Cardinals, I'm watching these games. This is a very, basic take, but Weatherholt has impressed me. I've seen him make some really good plays in the field. He's got good numbers at the plate, and in particular, when the Red Sox played the Cardinals, he killed them. He made some great plays at the plate and in the field. But here's why I'm betting Weatherholt minus 155. First off, minus 155, it's not minus 250 like McGonigal. It's not minus 10,000 like Ohtani. It's kind of in that neighborhood of, it's minus money, but it's not that expensive. So it feels like a bettable number. But the reason why I'm betting Weatherholt in particular is I was reading an article today doing some handicapping about the analytics. And the analytics absolutely love Weatherholt. He's actually graded as the best. I think it is the best because he said he was better than Bobby Witt or one of the best fielders. But you know how MLB has become a nerd sport. It always has, just because numbers are so important. It's a number-based sport. But what's one of the most important stats or categories that can really influence a lot of these awards? It's WAR. WAR, WAR, wins above replacement. And did you know, I was reading this article, that J.J. Weatherholt has a 3.7 WAR. And not only is that really good, it's the 7th best WAR in baseball. And as I'm reading this article, it's like they're giving all these other stats. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm 39 years old. I remember when it was average, home runs, RBIs. Again, and maybe you could do runs scored too. But now it's like WZR, weighted plus, da-da-da-da, BAPIP. It's getting ridiculous. And I can tell I'm getting older because I'm getting annoyed at these young kids that love these crazy analytics. Again, what was wrong with home runs, RBIs, and average? But anyway, all these other stats that I can't even tell you what they are, all had Weatherholt by far and away. Not only just the best rookie, but also one of the best players in Major League Baseball. But when I read that, how he's got a 3.7 WAR, 7th best in baseball, I don't think this guy's going to lose this award. Or at least I hope he doesn't. So I did play Weatherholt minus 155 at BetMGM for Rookie of the Year, along with Schlittler plus 125 AL Cy Young at the score. And lastly, the over home runs distance, 485.5 minus 105 boosted down at BetMGM. So that about does it for episode 548 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up. And I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening, especially on a day like today when there's not much going on. But you guys tuning in means the world to me. If you'd like to help me grow this pod, please give it a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes. Recommend the pod to a friend. Retweet or like the pod when I put it out on Twitter. Any or all of those things would be very much appreciated. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting breakdown, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on line movement, bet splits, system matches, taking a contrarian approach, focusing on the numbers, not what our gut and our bias is telling us. But if this style of betting has appealed to you, you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, then I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. Grab one or both of my books, bring them to the sports book. I'll sign them for you. Buy you a beer, and we'll sweat the longest homer tonight. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My two favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. They're going to help you win. Rhythm is great for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props, as well as Juice Reel. So many great features of Juice Reel. You can sync up your sports books, get a running report card of your action. You can shop for the best line. You can also get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, the Sharp Mush indicators, the arbitrage plays. You can also tip your podcast host through the Juice Reel app. You can get my plays directly from Juice Reel. As soon as I bet them, they go right to the Juice Reel app. You can get those plays immediately for $9.99 a week, so $10 a week, or $24.99 for a month, $25 for a month. And again, you get the plays immediately. Hopefully, beat some closing lines, and hey, you'll help me pay for my daughter's ridiculous upcoming childcare payments. But seriously, if you've already paid for the plays, it means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. But download Rhythm, download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Lastly, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you need one. It's such a critical tool. It'll make your life so much easier to be able to track the market in real time. As soon as the line changes, you're made aware of it. Shopping for the best number, identifying steam, getting live in-game wagering odds. You get it all with Odds Logic. You got to try Odds Logic. I use it every day. I love it. I have a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month. Special link. You just got to use this special link. oddslogic.com/Josh123. So that about does it for episode 548 of the ASG Pod. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island. Of course, I'm screwing up my thing now. Twin River in Rhode Island. If you're looking at, screw it. Out in Vegas, getting the best number there at the South Point, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, getting the lowest juice possible, or jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa. Actually, my phone started ringing. That's why it was thrown off. And it ended up being spam. So thanks Spam, for screwing up my spiel at the end of the pod. But either way, guys, you're going to walk up to me. Hopefully show me a longest home run ticket, cash 486 or more. You can show me some tickets over the weekend. How about, let's see, White Sox in Tampa Bay, St. Louis, Baltimore, Chicago. Show me a couple winners. First one's on me, next one's on you. We'll post about the book. Sweat Sharp Contrarian plays all night long. So coming off a winning weekend, a losing weekend, a hot streak, a cold streak, guys, we just can't get too high or too low. We got to stick to the model, stick to the blueprint, and continue to grind the system matches, looking for games that are against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful bettors. So enjoy the Derby tonight, guys. Let's see if we can get someone to hit one 486 or more. We'll be right back at it tomorrow, having a best bet for the Midsummer Classic. That'll be episode 549 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and have a great Monday night.